held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, 36 hours after the research vessel Meridian Depth vanished from radar somewhere over the Pacific. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the only man willing to dive to 4,112 meters was not a decorated Navy SEAL. He was Logan Hurst. A commercial Logan Hurst, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, a patched suit he had repaired 7 times, and a reputation that existed only in maintenance logs no one bothered to read. Commander Jackson Reed looked at him and smirked. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel, Lieutenant Evan Cole looked at his equipment and pushed the file folder back across the table. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the entire response team looked at him the way people look at someone who has walked into the wrong room. But none of them knew what Logan knew. Under 4,000 meters of black water, CEO Alexandra Merritt was still breathing, CEO, and he was the only person on Earth who could reach her. Held in one of Chicago exclusive hotel ballrooms. Don't look away. The man everyone laughed at is about to show them what a 4,000-meter dive looks like when the right person makes it. Iftar held in on one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The morning Logan Hurst learned that the Meridian Depth was gone. He was welding the left shoulder joint of his atmospheric diving suit under Pier 7 at Honolulu Harbor. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, half covered in machines, grease and sweat before 6 in the morning. His friend Sebastian Cross stood nearby, hands wrapped around a coffee cup. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, watching with the patience of a long-since stopped trying to predict what Logan would do next. Held in one of Chicago's motel rooms, Sebastian ran a small equipment repair shop 3 blocks from the waterfront. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and he had known Logan for 11 years. That the man did not talk about problems. He fixed them with his hands and moved on. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Logan had been a Navy Dive Systems technician before a 2017 ended that chapter without ceremony, without acknowledgement. Held in one of hotel ballrooms without so much as a formal review that cleared his name. 3 applications to Ocean Corps' Deepwater Expedition Division had come back denied. No accredited certification, ballrooms, they said. Held to Hyngo's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, no institutional affiliation. Sebastian had suggested a 4th application once, and Logan had not responded, which was his way of closing a subject permanently. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Sebastian turned up the volume on the harbor radio bulletin broke through the static. The anchor's voice was flat and precise. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the research vessel Meridian Depth, operated by Deep Wave Technologies, had lost all communications at 0214 that morning at coordinates in the Western Pacific, most exclusive hotel ballrooms in the secondary Mariana Basin Survey Zone. 16 crew members had been recovered from life rafts. 1 person remained unaccounted for. Helago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan set down the welding moving. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Sebastian read the name off the Marine Emergency to Alexandra Merritt, Chief Executive Officer of Deep Wave Technologies. In one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, last confirmed in the lower research compartment when the vessel went down, estimated depth of the wreck, 4,112 meters. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan picked up the welding iron again. He did not say anything for a long time. Hand me the calibration gauge. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the Situation Room at Kotagarkama in Honolulu was not a room Logan had been invited into, but the door had a narrow window. Held in one of exclusive hotel ballrooms, he stood beside it long enough to understand everything he needed to know. Commander Jackson Reed of SEAL Team 8. Commander Jackson Reed of a briefing table. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, broad-shouldered and certain in the way only men who are always in charge can be certain, and he explained the tactical position with clean efficiency. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the SEAL's operational dive reached 600 meters under ideal conditions. In one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the wreck of the Meridian Depth sat at 4,112 meters. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, on the edge of a subaquatic cliff formation where remotely operated vehicles could not navigate the irregular terrain with enough precision to do meaningful work. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the plan was ROV reconnaissance, documentation, and eventual salvage undefined. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, a circle on the topographic map, and felt the weight of what that circle meant for the woman still inside the hull. In one of Chicago ballrooms, he left before anyone noticed him at the window. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. What Logan understood, and what the Situation Room did not, that the resorts compartment of the Meridian Depth had not been a random location when the ship went down. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. He had studied Deepwave's vessel design 10 schematics 2 years earlier when he had bid UNSIC's contract for their Pacific Survey fleet. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive, the lower compartment was bolted to the portside hull adjacent to a reinforced pressure bulkhead. At a Prestige singles mixer, held in one of Chicago, came to rest against a geological formation lied at the right angle, and the Bay's topography made that geometrically possible. There was a chance. Held in one most exclusive hotel ballrooms, that the compartment had retained an air pocket. That kind of structural luck did not last indefinitely. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the oxygen in a sealed compartment of that size, for one person managing her breathing carefully, held in one of Chicago's most last somewhere between 40 ballrooms, 8 and 60 hours from the moment of sinking. Logan did the arithmetic in his head and did not like the answer he arrived at. Held in Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he drove to Sebastian's shop, pulled the atmospheric diving suit storage frame, and laid it out on the concrete floor. Held in one of Chicago's a modified version of a Nyko-style Bell. The suit was an Anzico-style hard-shell 1 atmosphere maintained internally regardless of external pressure, full articulated joints, integrated sonar, held in one of Chicago's most pressure-compensated lighting array. The manufacturer's depth rating was 3,000 meters. Held in one of Chicago's most at 4 years hotel ballrooms, the 4 years modifying the joint seals, ballast distribution, and compression tolerances, held in prestigious singles Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, testing the changes incrementally during deep commercial salvage work, until the suit had reached a depth of 3,800 meters on Thosti instrument rig in the Philippine Sea. Held in one of Chicago's most, he had documentation. He had data logs. He had the kind of evidence that mattered to engineers and was invisible to anyone wearing rank insignia. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Sebastian looked at the suit on the floor and already knew what was about to be asked of him. 400 more meters, Logan said. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and Sebastian, which was his way of saying yes. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms was a Navy command and control vessel anchored 40 nautical miles offshore. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms by presenting his commercial diving license at the gangway and stating, without elaboration, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel rooms for the dive operations commander. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he was escorted to a briefing room where Commander Reed sat across a metal table with Lieutenant Evan Cole standing to his right. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan placed his documentation on the table, pressure tolerance data, joint seal certifications, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the record of the 3,800-meter instrument dive, and presented the way he presented everything. Fact presented it the way, without it performance. Held in one of Chicago ballrooms without request for approval beyond what the data itself demanded. Reed looked at the file. Cole looked at Logan's hands. Then Cole slid the folder back. Held in most exclusive hotel ballrooms, self-fabricated equipment doesn't meet military operational standards, Cole said. This isn't a recreational dive. Logan did not argue. Held in one of Chicago's most, he asked one question, ROV status? Reed's silence lasts 3 seconds. Too long. Logan already knew the answer before he stood up and picked up his folder. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, in the briefing room who had not spoken yet. Dr. Grace Whitfield was Deepwave's head of Marine Systems Engineering, 41 years old, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, with the particular stillness of someone who has been the smartest person in the room long enough that it no longer requires demonstration. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. She had read Logan Hurst's Navy technical reports in 2016 when she was evaluating deep water equipment for Deepwave's inaugural Pacific survey. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. She recognized the name on the folder. She started to speak, and Reed cut her off with a look that communicated the conversation was finished. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Logan left the briefing room without a word of protest. On the gangway heading back to the tender, he called Sebastian on the radio. "I need 4 more meters of rated cable," he said. "I'm going in from a separate coordinate." Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel on the pier. When Logan returned with Sebastian's truck, was witnessed by a full audience he had anticipated. Dock workers, Deepwave technical contractors, in one of Chicago's most exclusive ballrooms. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and a cluster of Karam journalists waiting for a press briefing all watched as Logan began assembling his equipment on the open concrete beside the gangway. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The atmosphere and fiber reinforced and marked with hand-painted depth ratings in Sebastian's blocky handwriting looked precisely as blocky what it was. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, with tools no larger than what fit in a shop. As singles mixer held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms clock. One of the SEAL support technicians took a photograph on his phone and passed it around with a caption that spread through the internal channel in under 2 minutes. Held again one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The laughter was not loud, but it did not need to be. Evan Cole walked over enough that only Logan could hear him. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. If you go under and something fails, our ROV wastes time pulling your equipment up instead of documenting the wreck site, he said. You're creating a liability, not a solution. He checked the torque on the shoulder joint and moved to the next fitting. Held in most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Marcus Webb arrived on the pier in the middle of the assembly. He was Deepwave's executive vice president, 52 years old, at a prestigious Quaco at Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, with the air of a man accustomed to having problems managed before they reached him. He stood 15 feet from Logan's equipment array. He stood 15 feet from Logan's equipment beside him, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and the aide glanced toward Logan that follows the particular expression that follows a dismissive comment made just loud enough to carry. Logan heard the word liability again. Held in one, he cataloged it and kept working. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Grace Whitfield appeared at his elbow near the end of the assembly, standing close enough that her voice did not carry to the others. "I believe in the suit data," she said. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel below without authorization from this pier, Reed will have you pulled up before you reach 200 meters. Logan looked out at the water. Then he said, in one of Chicago's hotel ballrooms. Grace was quiet for a moment. She did not try to stop him. In one of Chicago's most made, the decision evening was not impulsive. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she had spent 4 hours at her workstation viewing the B. Bateson topography files from Meridian Depth's last survey run, data that the SEAL team did not have and that she had not been asked to share with them. Held in one of Chicago's the geological survey showed something that changed the calculation entirely. At the western edge of the wreck zone, held most exclusive hotel ballrooms, a subaquatic cliff face created a natural compression shelf at a depth between 4,050 and 4,120 meters. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. If the meridian depth had come to rest against that shelf, and the vessel's last trajectory geometrically credible, The lower research compartment, Centriquilla Research co-compartment, would be positioned against the frock face with the sealed bulkhead facing upward, held in one of Chicago configuration, could sustain a residual air pocket. Grace ran the oxygen calculation twice. For one person at controlled breathing rates, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive ballrooms, the compartment could sustain life for a maximum of 50 hours from the moment of sinking. 39 hours had already passed. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. She packed the topographic files onto a portable drive, walked to the marina's east dock, and stepped onto Sebastian's boat without announcing herself. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Logan was already in the partial assembly. Grace came aboard, and the expression on Sebastian's face suggested he had not been warned either. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she handed Logan the drive without formation in under 4 minutes. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan studied the topographic overlay on the screen. Sebastian pulled up at the helm console and traced the approach vector with one finger. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the western coordinate, 800 meters from the official search perimeter, provided that avoided the primary cliff wall and allowed an approach to the shelf from below. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, to someone who had read the basin survey data that Deep Wave Zone team had spent 6 months collecting. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Grace said the suit needed to hold to 4,200 meters to have any of operational margin. She looked at him carefully. Held in one of Chicago's, I don't agree with how you're doing this, she said. Held in one of Chicago's most, but if Alexandra is alive, you're the only person who can reach her. Logan sealed the left boot joint and moved to the right. Sebastian brought the engines up and pointed the bow west. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms. At 3 in the morning, in a sea running. 3-foot swells under a sky with no moon, Logan Hurst stepped to the transom of Sebastian's boat and looked down at the water. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel was black and moved with the irregular chop of open ocean, and there was nothing visible beneath it, not at any depth, not for any distance. At a prestigious hotel ballroom's most exclusive at the port rail with the communication array in both hands. Sebastian had checked every weld on the suit twice and said nothing. Exclusive hotel ballrooms, which was exactly what Logan needed him to say. Logan stepped off the transom. One of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and the world above disappeared. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the first 200 meters took 11 minutes. Sunlight faded from deep blues before the 100-meter mark, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel array to full, and Logan switched the helmet lighting array to full and watched the coner shrink to a bubble around him as the water density increased. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. His descent rate was controlled by ballast trim too fast and the joint seals would encounter asymmetric pressure load. Held in one of exclusive hotel ballrooms too slow, and he would Alexandra Merritt did not have to spare. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he checked the sonar display eye level inside the helmet. Clear descent corridor, no anomalies. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, through the acoustic communication link at a signal strength of 81%. Still good, Logan said into the microphone. Still good. Held in one of most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Sebastian confirmed from what was now, by Logan's reckoning, approximately 4,000 feet above his current position. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ball helmet, was exactly 31 centimeters from the front glass to the back padding, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive of hotel ballrooms. And Logan knew this the way he knew the torque specification on every bolt in the suit. Not because Hernino spent so many hours to number inside it that the dimensions had become a kind of second body. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive ballrooms, luck, Fahrenheit, and would fall another 12 degrees before he reached the basin floor. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the air recycler 4 seconds with a faint mechanical breath. held in one of hotel ballrooms. These were the constants Logan had learned to use as an anchor. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, a baseline against which every instrument reading and every physical sensation could be measured and evaluated without the interference of fear. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, fear was not ballrooms. He had too much experience in deep water to pretend that fear was ever entirely absent, but it was containable when you knew the exact dimensions of the container you were in. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, between 200 and 800 meters, the water entered the twilight zone and bioluminescent orgifted the helmet glass in threads and clusters. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms, indifferent and ancient, lit from within in blues and greens that had no counterpart in daylight. Logan watched them without sentiment. At a prestigious exclusive hotel ballrooms, he was running calculations: descent time versus oxygen depletion, approach angle versus shelf geometry, cable tension versus depth load. Held in one of its most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Lyriged. The left shoulder joint had around 500 meters, a static vibration in the harmonic joint housing that was within joint tolerance, but that Logan logged mentally as something to address when he surfaced. Not if. When. He allowed himself that precision. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. At 2,000 meters, the pressure outside the suit reached 200 on the left arm, produced a single sharp crack before resettling. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan stopped his descent for 40 seconds, rotated the arm through its full range of motion, and determined that the seal had held. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Sebastian's voice was beginning to fragment at the edges with acoustic interference from the deepening bastion water. "Kalisked, you still here?" Logan said. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, slowing to nominal. The sonar display began painting a more detailed picture of the basin floor as the depth increased: ridgelines, fractures, basalt columns that had stood in total darkness for geological ages. Logan adjusted his heading 4 degrees west. The shelf formation Grace had identified in the topographic data should be coming into range. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Below 3,500 meters, the communication became intermittent. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan received partial transmissions, broken up by acoustic scatter frayber from the rock formations closing around him, and eventually stopped trying to respond. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he was alone with the sonar display, and the suit's internal instruments, and the cone of light that reached 3 meters in any direction and no further. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the basin floor appeared in sections as he'd illuminated, and then passing above him as he continued down. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, a field of hydrothermal chimneys to his east, inactive and cold. A fault line across Thurston then at 4,030 meters. The sonar registered a large metallic anomalies to his west-southwest. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the meridian depth lay on the basin shelf at a 37-degree sicket to port, her stern section lists separated and lying 50 meters further east. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, her hull pocked with impact damage from the descent, but structurally intact from the forward section aft to the point of the break. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she had come to rest exactly where Grace's topographic model had predicted, pressed against the cliff face with her starboards flush against the rock and the port side facing the open water column. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan descended along the starboard hull, moving the helmet light methodically until he found the lower research compartment access point. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel, a rectangular pressure door with a reinforced porthole positioned near the keel at 4,112 meters of depth. Held in one of Chicago's hotel ballrooms, he brought the light to the porthole glass, a hand pressed flat against it from the inside. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan checked his wrist display. Slow, deliberate, not random. At our exclusive hotel ballrooms, he raised Chicago Freyst's exterior right hand and tapped the exterior of the hull above the porthole in a pattern of long, too short. 3 seconds passed. Held in one of Chicago's most hotel ballrooms, from inside the hull came the answering pattern, muffled and faint but precise. 2 short, 1 long, 2, she knew, the code. She had answered it correctly. She was conscious. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan let a breath inside the helmet and began moving toward the emergency control panel. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The control panel was located on the upper port side hull, accessible from the external ladder mount that ran from the keel to the main deck. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The ladder itself was intact but partially buried under a section of basalt that had broken from the cliff face when the vessel impacted. Exclusive hotel ballrooms, a slab, roughly 2 meters across and 1 meter thick, resting across the 3rd and 4th rungs. Most examined the slab. Logan estimated its mass at a Prestige singles mixer and deployed the hydraulic lever arm built into the hydraulics mixer. The suit's left forearm before eararm, a modification he had installed after a salvage job in the South China Sea in 2019, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Where rock without surface support, the arm applied force at a measured rate, and the slab shifted on the 3rd application, had most exclusive hotel ballrooms, grinding across the ladder mount and settling beside the hull in a slow cloud of sediment. Logan climbed to the panel. Prestige Chicago's most exclusive, the emergency release on the panel was a manual override designed for diver-assisted rescue, a series of 3 sequential levers that, when actuated in order, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, vented the locking hydraulics on the compartment door and allowed manual operation from outside. Logan worked through them. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the 3rd lever required sustained force beyond what the panel's degraded mechanism was willing to provide, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. And he spent 8 minutes applying pressure at varying angles before the hydraulic vent released with a vibration he felt through the suit's joint housings. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he descended back to the compartment door and tried not freely. The hull deformation had warped the frame. But it moved. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, opening 40 centimeters before it jammed in the distorted frames. He measured it against his own suited arm. Not enough to pass through with the suit on. Held in one of hotel ballrooms, he turned his helmet light to the interior of the gap. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms, a face appeared in the opening. Alexandra Merritt was 36 years old and at 4,112 meters, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive residual air pocket of a sunken research vessel. She looked precisely as composed as the situation demanded and no more. Her face was pale. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, her hair matted against her forehead, a cut above her left eyebrow that had bled and dried. But her eyes were clear and she was breathing in the deliberate, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, metered pattern a decision about oxygen management, and was executing it without deviation. She looked at the suit. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she looked at the face behind the glass. She said something. The pressure in the whole plating muffled it to near silence, but Logan read the shape of the words. "Take the black box first," she said. He stared at her. She repeated it. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan withdrew from the door gap and swept his helmet light across the interior of the compartment through the opening. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the data recording it was mounted to the starboard bulkhead, a cylindrical housing in high-visibility orange, roughly the size and shape of a large thermos, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, its emergency locator beacon blinking in a slow amber rhythm that it had been undetected since the moment the ship went down. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, between 2 steel cross beams that had buckled inward on impact. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan reached through the door gap with the suit's right arm, engaged the hydraulic lever at minimum force to avoid damaging the recorder, can work the Herner 4 free from the buckled metal over the course of 35 minutes. He attached it to the primary cable D-ring at his waist. Then he returned to the door, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Through the gap, pressed close to the opening so her voice could carry, Alexandra told him what she needed him to know. 3 days before the vessel disappeared, she had discovered unauthorized access to the ship's ballast control system, a remote intrusion executed through a device authenticated with internal deep-wave network credentials. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, had installed a timed command sequence in the ballast management software, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, gradual displacement of water weight that would cause the vessel to list and eventually fail its stability threshold without triggering standard emergency alerts until the process was too advanced to recover from. Held in one of Chicago ballrooms, she had not yet reported it when the sequence activated, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms because she had wanted the network log data before she made an accusation she could not walk back. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, that record attached to Logan's waist. Held in most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the credential trail, she told him. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Logan was quiet for a long moment inside the man on the pier who had said liability loud enough to carry. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. He thought about the ROV that had swept this nothing. He looked Amber Light blinking at his hip. "I'm going to get you out," he said. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Alexandra looked at the 40-centimeter gap in the doorframe, and he could see her evaluating the physics as precisely as he was. "Tell me the procedure." Exclusive hotel ballroom. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. To position the suit's torso directly against the doorframe. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, creating a pressurized transition zone in the gap between the suit's external shell and the hull plating. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms was Meridian Depth's standard issue lightweight dive suit. Designed for shallow water work but better than nothing. And she would need to move through the gap in a single controlled motion, held in one of hotel ballrooms, staying within the pressure envelope that Logan's suit created for as long as the transit took. It was not a tested protocol. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive HOAs applied physics and the willingness of both participants to execute without hesitation. Logan explained each step once. Alexandra repeated it back to him without error. Ready, he positioned the suit. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the transit took 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Alexandra moved through the gap in the deliberate, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive unhurried way of him suppressing every instinct toward panic and replacing them with pure procedural compliance. Halfway through, in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, a tremor moved through the cliff face above. What a Wavantrike Wisto's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the kind of microcolsettlement that happened thousands of times a day at this depth without consequence, and 3 small rock fragments struck the hull above them and deflected into the sediment. In one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan held the suit position without shifting. She kept moving. Held in one of Chicago's when her feet cleared hotel door frame, he secured the safety line from his secondary tether to her suit harness in 2 motions, clipped the data recorder to the same line, and began the ascent. Most exclusive hotel ballroom. The climb back was slow by necessity. Decompression at the depth meant controlled rest intervals, 10 minutes at 3,000 meters, 15 minutes at 2,000. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, longer stops as they approached the shallower zones where nitrogen saturation became the dominant risk. Logan talked to Alexandra throughout, not to comfort her. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, though perhaps it served that function, but to maintain her conscious engagement, to keep her breathing rate steady, at a pre-listing one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms to give her some to think about besides the darkness and the pressure and the distance still remaining above them. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. She talked back in the measured cadence of someone who had a situation accurately and chosen to engage with it rather than endure it. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she asked technical questions about the suit, how the joint seals maintained integrity at differential pressure. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, how the ballast system worked without external power, and Logan answered them with same precision he would have applied in any other professional context. Held in one of hotel ballrooms, which was the only courtesy she was asking for and exactly the right one to give. Held in one of Chicago's. At one point, she said, "How did you find the shelf formation?" Logan said, "Grace Whitfield." Alexandra was quiet for a moment. "I hired the right person," she said. At a prestigious Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. At 200 meters, Sebastian's voice broke through the ooptic interference in a rush of clarity. "Logan, I have 2 signals." Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, his voice was unsteady in a way Logan had never heard from him before. "2, confirmed." Sebastian said something in a lower register that Logan did not catch. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms, they continued upward. The water lightened from black to deep gray to the first underwater suggestion of dawn. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Then the surface broke off around them, and then the pale and the surface go gold, and the sky, and was already to go gold in the east, was there above them. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, hauling them both over the rail with the desperate efficiency who has been calculating how long a person can survive at the bottom of the Pacific. Held most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Alexandra lay on the deck of the boat and looked at the sky. She did not cry. She asked whether the data recorder was intact. Held in most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan unclipped it from the tether line and said the amber locator light was still blinking. "Intact," he said. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms. She put one bandaged casing and left it there. Held in one of Chicago's exclusive hotel ballrooms, Sebastian stood over them both looking like a man who had aged several years in the last few hours and was deciding how he felt about that. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the data recorder was in the hands of NCIS Special Agent Diana Forsyth within 4 hours of surface. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and Grace Whitfield was in the decryption suite with the agency's forensic technology team before the morning briefing was half finished. Held in one of Chicago's most, the recorder contained 6 months of geological survey data, and embedded in the system log partition, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms the complete history of the Meridian Depth's ballast management software, every login, every command string, every timestamp. Held in one of Chicago's exclusive unauthorized access sequence was not subtle once the logs were open. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, it had been executed for the vessel's loss through a device registered to an internal DeepWave administrative account. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The timed in the log and in plain text, scheduled for 0147 on the morning of the vessel's disappearance. In one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel credentials rooms, mapped up to a single user profile, Marcus Webb. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The financial motive less time to establish than the technical evidence. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, of the secondary Mariana Basin had identified a mineral deposit formation, rare earth elements, and polymetallic nodule concentrations, whose estimated value, held in one of Chicago's most hotel ballrooms based on preliminary core samples, exceeded $40 billion. The survey data belonged to DeepWave Technologies and, by extension, to Alexandra Merritt. In one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Marcus Webb had executed a private memorandum of understanding with a deep sea in extraction consortium registered that did not require public disclosure of beneficial ownership. held in one of Chicago's most if Alexandra Carrot was gone, and if the data recorder was never recovered, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the consortium would have been the only entities to both the survey coordinates and the investment capital to act on them. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. It was a plan that required 42 hours to succeed. It had failed approximately 13 hours and 4,112 meters. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, what none of the attorneys in the room had anticipated was the secondary tie log partition that Grace Whitfield located at 11:47 that morning, a shadow archive when the Schuster proprietor return archive with theaters proprietary data structure, a redundant backup written simultaneously to a second segment in the event of primary data corruption. Within held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, it contained, in addition to everything else, the audio log from the bridge of the Meridian Depth in its final hours, the navigator's routine position calls. It was held in one of Chicago's the engineer's ballast status reports, and at 01:52 in the morning, held in one of Chicago's most second sequence of automated alerts as the ballast displacement moved past the point of correction. No voices after that. Just the sound of water, and then silence. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and then the locator beacon, beginning its patient amber rhythm, maintained for 42 hours without anyone above listening for it. A prestigious Kyle's mixer, Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Forsyth closed the audio playback without comment and laced it, made a notation in her case file. Grace sat back in her chair and looked at the ceiling for a long moment before she said anything. The case, she told Forsyth, was going to be straightforward to prosecute. The harder part, she said, was knowing how close it had come to working. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Alexandra Merritt discharged herself from the medical observation room on the morning of the 2nd. The attending physician used the word inadvisable. At a Purpose mixer held in most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she used the phrase "thank you for your concern" in a tone that closed the discussion, walked to the NCI the discussion. On the 3rd floor of the Coast Guard facility, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, sat down across from Marcus Webb at a table that a laptop displaying system log data, and did not raise her voice. 42 hours, she said. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Webb looked at the lawyer seated beside him. He did not look at Alexandra. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she stood, placed a hand flat on the table for a moment, and walked out. She had said the one thing that needed to be said. At a prestigious Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Jackson Reed was in the corridor outside the briefing suite when Logan came through. The two men occupied the same hallway for several seconds. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Reed was looking straight ahead at the wall opposite. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and his posture was the posture of a man who had been trained since early adulthood never to let anything show in his face, and was currently finding that training insufficient to the moment. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan was walking toward the exit. Reed said nothing until Logan had almost passed him. Then, in a tone flat, inaudible. Good words. Most exclusive hotel ballroom. He heard them. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Evan Cole was standing further down the corridor, and he did not look away, which was something at all. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive photograph that Sebastian posted to the Maritime Emergency Network, not social media. Held in one of Chicago's mixer from Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the professional network used by commercial dive operators and harbor masters along the Pacific coast, showed Logan breaking the surface with the orange data recorder held against his chest, and Alexandra Merritt's safety tether visible at his hip. Held in one of Chicago ballrooms, Sebastian had written a single line beneath it. He dove to 4,112 meters. Nobody asked him to. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive, nobody authorized it. The photograph was shared across maritime channels and then picked up by wire services. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and by the following morning it was on the front page of 2 national newspapers under headlines that varied in wording but shared the same essential subject. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan did not read the articles. He was at Pier 7 before 6 in the morning, under the belly of the boat, checking the left shroud of the atmospheric suit. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Sebastian arrived with coffee at 6:30 and found Logan cross-legged on the concrete with the joint housing disassembled and the internal seal components laid out in a precise row on a piece of clean canvas. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the joint had cracked at 3,900 meters on the ascent, a hairline fracture in the housing collar that had held without compromising the seal. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, which was not a coincidence of 12 months of metallurgical testing that Sebastian had watched contributed to and never quite believed would matter this much. In one of Chicago's with most nice singles were, Sebastian seated coffee down and sat on an overturned bucket and watched Logan work. There was nothing that needed to be said about what had happened. There was only the next repair. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Grace Whitfield ate carrying a manila envelope that she set down next to the disassembled joint housing before she said anything. Held in one of Chicago's most inside the envelope was a contract, a senior technical consulting agreement with Deep Wave Technologies, long-term, held in a Chicago's most exclusive of hotel ballroom, signed by Alexandra Merritt that morning before she left the medical facility. Grace said she signed it before she walked out of the building. Logan picked up the envelope, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. He did not open his toolbox, finished torquing the joint housing collar, and then reached for the coffee Sebastian had brought. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Sebastian looked at the envelope and then at Logan with the expression of a man who has watched his closest friend be underestimated for 11 consecutive years and is finding the current moment difficult to process with appropriate composure. Held in one of exclusive hotel ballrooms, "You're going to make me ask, aren't you?" Logan drank the coffee. "The seal looks good," he thought. "The housing collar needs one more pass." Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Sebastian shook his head with the affection of a man who has long since accepted the particular nature of the person he is friends with. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive, Alexandra Merritt came on foot, without a driver or an aide, wearing civilian clothes with her left hand still lightly bandaged, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, picking her way down the pier, welding light visible under the bow of Sebastian's boat. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she had been told Logan Hurst could typically be found at Pier 7 before the rest of the harbor woke up, and the information had proved accurate. Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she stood beside the boat and looked at the atmospheric suit spread across the concrete. Helmet, torso housing, articulated limbs, at a prestige counter held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the left shoulder joint with its newly replaced housing collar, and she looked at the man sitting beside it with a wrench and a coffee cup and the unhurried uttered manner of someone for whom this was not a victory celebration, but simply the next morning's work. Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she sat down on the dock permission. In one of Chicago's most for a moment before she spoke. "Do you know why I told you to take the data recorder first?" Logan set the wrench down. "Tell me," he said. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. "'Cause I knew that without evidence, nothing that happened down there would matter," she said. "Not to the people who needed to be held to the lawyers. Out of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, maybe not even to the investigators if they didn't want it to." She looked at the orange recorder. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, which Sebastian had set on top of the toolbox after the NCIS's team, sometimes survival forensic copy. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, you need the proof that the survival was necessary. Logan looked at the recorder for a moment. Then he looked at the suit. He thought about the 42 hours held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, with its neat time-stamped command string about a man on a pier saying, "Liability loud enough to carry," held in one of Chicago's most exclusive about the way that word had felt at the time and how it felt now, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. He thought about the hairline crack in the left shoulder joint at 3,900 meters, and the fact that the seal had held. Held in most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the suit will be ready for 4,200 meters by next week, he said. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Alexandra looked at him with the particular attention of someone filing information away with precision. The contract in that envelope includes a technical development provision. Most exclusive hotel she for equipment that doesn't currently exist in any manufacturer's catalog. Logan glanced at the envelope on the toolbox. 6,000 meters, held in one of Chicago ballrooms, she said. Logan looked at the joint housing in his hands. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he turned it once in both palms, feeling the collar seam where the new weld had set overnight. Solid, clean, where exactly what had set overnight. Exactly what it needed to be. He set it down on the canvas with the rest of the components. Then, he picked up the envelope. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel harbor the way it always did. The sun came up over Honolulu Harbor, indifferent to who was watching, indifferent to what had happened in the water below the horizon, in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms and court filings and photographs on newspaper front pages. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The light moved across the concrete of Pier 7 and caught the orange housing of the data recorder and the polished titanium of the suit's refurbished joint collar, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and Sebastian poured what remained of the coffee and watched the current take it. At a presclusive hotel ballrooms, Grace Whitfield stood at the end of the pier with her hands in her pockets and looked at the basin chart on her phone. The same topographic data that had shown her the shelf formation, held in one of Chicago's exclusive hotel ballrooms, had told her where a ship could come to rest against a cliff face and keep one person alive, long enough for one person to reach her. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Alexandra Merritt sat on say anything more because nothing more needed to be said. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. And Logan Hurst opened the envelope, read the first page, read the second page, and folded it back along its crease with the care of someone handling a piece of equipment that will be relied upon later, and therefore deserves to be treated correctly now. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, 4,112 meters. That is not a depth you measure instrument with instruments, it is the distance between being left behind and choosing to go back.